Oh my god, man, he's such a nerd.
When it's Chud Logic, the small streamer or whatever, it's like, oh, you know, I mean, this wouldn't really help me. I don't want to talk to this guy. But when it's Destiny, it's like, oh, come on, let's debate, man. What are you doing? Oh, no, I got in drama because I said that I didn't want to debate Destiny. And he said I was bragging in tweets about not wanting to. It wasn't until months later when I found out how ignorant yet confident he was. I want you to know that while you're explaining all this, Dark Viper is like fighting one of my Twitter followers on Twitter right now instead of being in this call talking to you.
Viper has responded, so let's have a look. Oh my god, man, he's such a fucking nerd. Look at this. Never interfere with your enemy when he's making a mistake. Attributed to Napoleon Bonaparte. God, this dude is such a fucking loser. Tweeting out like a fucking anime villain. What's this clip? And the thing is, I'm thinking, is he making like a legal distinction maybe? But then he couldn't be making a legal distinction because legally, I think that all of them fall under the same issue with, you know, full reacting to the content that exists. Like, if you watch a 30-second TikTok, right? I don't think that's a big deal. And I think ethically or morally, it's not that bit crazy a thing. But from an IP perspective, you have breached that person's IP and they could legitimately file a DMCA request against you if they wanted to. Oh same my god, man. Yes, he talks a lot, but it includes the entire video. Dude, that is so funny to include a fucking out of context 30-second clip of me. He's not even going to respond to my full argument that I'm making. He's literally taking a 30-second clip out of context. God, this guy's such a fucking loser, man. And the thing is, he can hide behind his fucking retarded opinion on taking an entire video. This guy's such a fucking loser, man. Unbelievable. What's this other thing that he said? In writing and video for 5 years, I've said, I don't like reaction content. I don't want people reacting to my content. I think people should strike reactions to their content. To then still react to it is not right and voids any moral argument. I hold both the legal and the moral ground. If that's the case, why didn't he do it to Destiny? Why didn't he do it to Destiny then? If this is really his position, why didn't he do this to Destiny? Look. If this is his position, why didn't he do it to Destiny? When Dark Viper AU responded to Destiny's reaction, he pointed out it was a bad reaction. So one would assume he filed a DMCA, right? No. According to Destiny's editor, no DMCA or any other type of request was made to take the content down. What he did was spam the Omniliberal relentlessly with schizo posts to badger him for a debate. Irrational Chad is a small content creator, any easy little guy to step on and claim superiority over. Destiny is a large streamer who has money, so Mr. AU doesn't threaten to sue. So why didn't he try and DMCA Destiny if this is his position? Okay, two more. It will be impossible to catch all the lies, but this is one of the odder ones. Destiny didn't upload the reaction to YouTube, it was on Twitch. I found out much later via a fan channel, and I did strike it, which I mentioned in my rambles. I kept a copy of his live stream. But why didn't you strike... Hang on a sec. There was another video that Destiny recently put out that had a reaction to Dark Viper's video in. I got in drama because I said I didn't want to debate Destiny. He said I was bragging in this tweet about not wanting to. It wasn't until months later that I found out how ignorant yet confident he was, which annoyed me enough to want to educate him. This just sounds like cope, man. This sounds like total cope from him. It's pretty fucking obvious the reason that he decided to DMCA my video and has taken no legal action or any DMCA action against Destiny is because he's a bigger content creator, he's got more resources, and he thought it would bring about negative consequence and negative reputation from him. I'm a smaller streamer, he thought he could just quickly file a DMCA, get the videos taken down, squash me, and be done with it, right? He has completely ignored this drama for a week, publicly. He's been talking to people privately about it, right? I know for a fact he's been talking to people privately about it. There's apparently other people that are talking about There are other people that are talking about making videos too. So now he's concocted this fucking narrative of, oh, I didn't strike Destiny for X, Y, and Z reason, where there's videos on Destiny's channel right now that are Destiny reacting to his fucking videos. What else has he said? My last words for now. I've never taken down a work because it was critical of me, which is why there are easily 100 videos critical of me on YouTube right now. That those who claim that I do were willing to criticize me in YouTube videos show that not even they believe what they claim. My stance on Okay, the thing is, it's not saying that you were just taking it down because it's critical of you, okay? That's not what the claim is. The claim is there are videos that are critical of you that you don't have any reasonable way to claim that it's acceptable to take them down, right? But with my video, right, because of your analysis, which YouTube thought was wrong based on your DMCA that you filed, right? Because of your fucking analysis, you thought there was an acceptable reason with which the DMCA might strike my channel, to copyright strike my channel, so you took that opportunity to do so. It's not just you don't like stuff that's critical of you, so you take it down. A lot of the time, if someone's just calling you a fucking retarded little freak, there's nothing you can do to stop that. There's nothing that you can do to take that down. But in the case of this, you felt what you had was a justifiable reason to try and file a copyright strike against me because you were fucking pissed off with the fact that I was mocking you so much. So you took a legal route and you took a legal option. And you took a legal option to try and take my channel down. It's not just, oh, you take down stuff that's critical of you. It's that you didn't like my coverage and you felt that you had a legitimate reason and a legitimate argument to try and take my video down. And that's why you not only filed 2 separate copyright claim requests on my channel, you also threatened legal action against me. In the fucking thing that you sent, in the copyright strike that you sent, you threatened legal action against me. My stance on reaction content is one of the things I'm most known for, both my legal and moral arguments expressed in a dozen essays and 8 hours of video content. Feel free to go watch them. It beggars belief that anyone would defend or call it moral to ignore the very explicit wishes and warnings of the author of a work, including those expressed literally in the work that was stolen. For anyone to defend the... Okay. This bit is good. For anyone to defend the complete slander of me that has gone on for the past week is utter madness. Okay. I'll admit I've been quite gratuitous. I've been quite gratuitous in my coverage of Dark Viper. That much is true. But that's... but that's because it's funny. That's because it's funny to do so.
Nigga bullshit. Nigga.
Also, if he's so in the right legally on this, right, why does he not take it through to its conclusion, right? He thinks this DMCA that he's filed is correct. He thinks he's right about it. Take me to court then. Take me to court, Dark Viper. Take me to fucking court. If you're correct about this, take me to court. Why isn't he taking me to court? He threatened a fucking lawsuit in the course of filing out the copyright claim. Where's the fucking lawsuit then? He said specifically to YouTube, if you don't take the video down, I will circumvent you and I will take this guy to court. I will hire a fucking lawyer and take you to court. When's that happening then? When are you filing against me? This is the classic fucking, I tried to overstep, right? I tried to start a legal process against this guy, right? I threatened legal action against this guy. But I'm not going to do it. For whatever reason, he's decided not to go ahead with it. So now he has to try and cope and come up with this fucking concoction of analysis that justifies the fact that he failed to take my video down. And on top of that, seemingly isn't going to take me to court. Allow me to comment cop this post because nothing in this post is correct. I've never struck a video because it was critical of me as evidence. So this is the thing that he's doing now. He's acting like the claim is you strike videos that are critical of you. That isn't what the claim is. The claim is not that you just try and take down videos that are critical of you. The claim is if someone's small enough, right, and there is some grounds that you believe there is to file it, you will file a DMCA to take down videos about you that are, you know, make you look bad in some way, or the person is engaging in criticism of you that you don't like. It's not just you don't like a video, so you try and take it down, right? It's in a certain circumstance, if the creator is small enough that you think it's not going to cause a stink, right? And you feel like there's some argument that you can make as there's a reason to take it down, you will file a DMCA. And the other thing that isn't really being addressed here either in this is that he constantly moans and complains. He constantly fucking moans and complains that people don't represent his arguments correctly, right? Watch anything where he talks about a creator talking about his perspective, where they don't watch the video in full on his stream. He moans like a fucking bitch, saying the argument isn't being represented correctly. So you've basically got two choices. You've got a couple of choices, right? Number one is you react to the video in full and respond to it. And if you're big enough, and if you're a big enough creator, right, he's going to try and debate you, and he's not actually going to take any meaningful action against you, okay? Number two is you watch the video and you're a small creator and there's a chance that he might DMCA you. Or number three, the other thing that you can do is you can talk about what his position is without presenting the video, but then he'll complain that you've not represented his position correctly. The only thing that Dark Viper will be satisfied with is if you watch the video of his in private, make notes about what he says in it, present them on the stream, and say, happy with that. That's true. That's correct. Dark Viper's correct about this. You should just go and listen to him because he's correct. That's literally the only fucking thing that you can do. If you disagree, he'll complain about it, right? Even if you just disagree with him in a reasonable way, he'll complain about it. I've never abused the copyright system. I routinely take down reposts of my videos, shorts, clips, and live streams, regardless of content. This is within my legal right, and it is why the system exists. The live stream was a watch party. My video was only one part of it. Not true. That's not what a watch party is. The repost of the live stream was not edited, bar a short montage at the start. YouTube does not, nor can it define what is or isn't fair use. It has routinely changed its policies to make claims harder, as is Twitter, likely due to wanting to compete with TikTok and its flagrant copyright abuse. This causes rejections of legitimate claims. Well, then take me to court. Take me to fucking court then. That's what you said in the fucking message. If you're so certain about this, file a fucking lawsuit then. Also, he's not really addressed. So here's the thing, right? This is complete bullshit as well about him routinely taking down content, right? As I showed the other day, there's a clip that is like a 2 minute 30 second of his clip on stream, okay? There's a 2 minute 30 second of his clip on stream. And that's still up. That hasn't been taken down as far as I can tell, right? I can't obviously tell if any attempt has been made to take it down, but that's still up. That still exists on YouTube, right? But he did take down a video which was a 45-second clip, which was on a channel that had like no subscribers, and the video had about 100 views, right? He submitted a DMCA takedown request for this video of him saying the N-word. Why? Why? It used less of the content than the other clip did, right? It used less of the content than the other clip did, which was fucking sucking you off because you started crying to some gay fucking montage that fucking some Redditor made. That stays up. But for some reason, you decide to DMCA a short clip, which is you saying the fucking N-word soft day on stream. Another clip, which is a similar length, is this clip of him getting mad at a viewer, right? It's a similar length to the one that is still up on YouTube today. But for some reason, the clip that's sucking him off gets to stay up, right? But the clip that's 30 seconds long or 2 minutes long that makes him look bad gets DMCA'd. Where? Where does he explain that in the tweet? Where? Where does he explain this in the tweet exactly? He doesn't explain it anywhere. He doesn't explain it anywhere at all. He doesn't explain it at all. He makes no explanation for this at all. Because He has got no fucking argument against this. There's no fucking reason why, except wanting to take down a clip that makes him look bad, why he would DMCA a clip here of him saying the N-word soft A on stream. So he'd do that, but he wouldn't do it for a clip that's a couple of minutes long that's sucking him off because he's crying about some fucking Reddit edit that happened. Also, the other problem that you've got as well, this is the other problem that you've got with this argument too, right? Here's the other problem that you've got too. So he is making this argument against me, right, in regards to a video that he uploaded to YouTube that was a edit of a live stream that he did, right? It was an edit of a live stream that he did himself, which was like, what, 9.5 minutes long? How long does this guy stream for? 8 hours, 9 hours, something like that. So his argument is hinging, his legal argument is hinging on the idea that this live stream clip that I reacted to would constitute a full work in and of itself. And I don't even think that's necessarily true. I don't even believe that's necessarily true. Because if it's a clip of a live stream, think of it like this, right? Think of it like this. Think of it like this, okay? Let's say that you saw a 9-minute clip of a movie on YouTube, okay, that was like 2 hours long. Is that the full work of the movie? Would that be considered the full work? Thank you for the super chat. His argument hinges on the idea that this 9.5-minute stream segment that I've reacted to constitutes like a full work in the same way that like Asmongold watching a 30-minute edited video on stream would. And I just don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all. He calls it a watch party. It was not a watch party. Do you know what a watch party is? Do you know what a watch party is? A watch party is when you go around to someone's house and you watch like a political event or you watch a live sports event or something like that, right? Yes, that's what he said in the DMCA claim. His argument was that I performed a watch party of his content. You can do Discord watch parties as well. But the general context of a watch party is you all sit together. The point is you're sitting together and you're watching some content, be it a live sports event, be it a political event, or maybe a movie or something like that. And you sit there and you watch it. It's not that one person pauses the content and comments on it throughout. It's that you just sit there and you watch it together. You might have like some level of conversation that occurs, but it's never, it's never like one person pauses it and gives commentary on what's happening and everyone else listens, right? It's you're sat there watching something together as a group. Not that you're pausing it and adding commentary and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know where he's getting this watch party thing from. I think that's rooted in a criticism of more standard React content, which is where, like, I don't know, Jinx, for example. Jinx, for example, is someone who did like a watch party. Nicholas, hello.
Hey, buddy, we did it. We finally got a response. Dude, I honestly didn't think I was going to get it, bro.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean,
he was messaging privately, like, oh, yeah.
Okay. Tell me, what can you say? What can you say about that? Because I've referenced it from hearing things on the grapevine.
I can't say a ton, but like I think at least 2 people that I'm like in an immediate circle with, he was arguing with them and stuff like that. So I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty fucking happy that we finally got an answer out of him. I mean, there was no answer that was going to be good. Is he actually saying? I didn't see this. Is he actually saying that YouTube is protecting reactors because he's too stupid to fill the form out correctly? That is so funny.
Yeah, his claim is that I don't listen. I don't want to misrepresent him. Okay. As he's misrepresenting me, unfortunately, he's had to resort to out of context 30-second clips. So that's what we're at. That's where we're at.
But streamers don't speak in 30-second clips, Chud. I wonder what else you were saying during that.
Yeah,
I mean,
amazing. the basic point I think I was making, because I'd have to go back and watch it. To be honest with you, video comes out, I forget what I said in it about 10 minutes after I say it. So, but the basic point I was making was talking about, because I think he was talking about how taking a TikTok is not like a breach of IP. And I was saying that, taking a 30-second TikTok could potentially be a breach of IP. I think that the idea
Wait, I'm
that
confused. So it is like so it's not bad because the TikTok is shorter and takes less effort. Like, I'm confused. I don't agree with this. I think that, like, if fucking Sniper Wolf is the person that we're talking about, and they're taking 10 TikToks in one video with no metadata that you could search, there's nothing in the thumbnail that points out I'm TikTok number 6. My content is inherently being stolen, right? Like, that's, especially if you're not reacting to it.
Yeah. So basically, my position on it, my actual fleshed out position, is that when it comes to copyright, my understanding is they look at the amount you've used and whether it was necessary to take the amount that you've used. They say the less that you use, the better. But
yeah, but his argument is 100% is bad. So
yeah, exactly.
Sniper Wolf isn't using 100%. She's using 500%. She's using like 10,000%. She's using 100% of 10 videos.
Well, no.
Wouldn't that be like 9/11 for React, like anti-React content?
Sure, I think, but the thing he's trying to do, because what I'm trying to point out is that, using my position on it is, if you use the whole work in your video, according to copyright, it's less likely to be fair use, but it's less likely, not definitive. First of all, you can argue that you needed to use the entire work. And also, it's a balance of all the factors of fair use. So it could be that other factors outweigh whatever, even if you use the full work. Maybe you've done commentary and criticism that outweighs that, and therefore it's decided to be fair use. A lot of this would have to be determined in court. And the other problem as well is that he's acting like I've sat there and watched a fucking hour-long documentary in full as a watch party, when that isn't what's happened. He's uploaded a stream segment onto YouTube, and I've watched a stream segment of his on my stream.
Listen, chatters, if you want us to cover anything Dark Viper says, you can't send the clip channel anymore, because he'll like try to take our livelihoods away from that. You need to send us the live stream that he posts, like, and the timestamp and the VOD, because I can watch an hour of that, but because it's not the entire thing, it's not market replacement. But if I watch 9 minutes of what his editor clipped and threw together on his YouTube channel, he's going to strike me and pretend it's not because I made him mad.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you watch a 9-minute clip of a movie on YouTube, I mean, have you watched the full movie? Like, no, you're watching a clip of the movie. I'm watching a clip of a live stream responding to the things that he's said in the course of that 9-minute segment. So yeah, I don't know where that would fall legally. Unlike Dark Viper, I don't claim to be a fucking legal expert. So, I'm just going off my understanding of it. But by the same token, whilst it's true that if you just uploaded a 30-second TikTok onto your YouTube channel, and that's the entirety of the piece, the 30-second TikTok is the copywritten work, then yes, obviously you could file like a DMCA against that. But if I take a 30-second TikTok and I commentate on it and I talk about it, well, yeah, that could potentially be fair use. And Sniper Wolf, in fact, has gotten better at this. People seem to miss this part of it. Her later videos and more recent videos are better. Like, she is talking about the clips more. And I don't want to fucking defend Sniper Wolf at all. But, she's clearly learned something from, from the criticism that she's received. So yeah, it's kind of frustrating that his response is to take a 30-second clip and use it as representative of, I guess, my entire perspective on the situation, when there's obviously more nuance than you can really get across in a 30-second clip. And yeah, I made a point about Asmongold as well. Again, Asmongold, I think could potentially be in trouble if someone took him to court, but then he is watching like an edited video that someone's put onto their YouTube channel, which is the full work. Do you see what I mean? So he's kind of acting like I'm criticizing Asmongold for reacting to say, I'm not even really criticizing, I'm just saying it might not be legally legitimate. I'm criticizing Asmongold, say, for like a 30-minute video he's reacting to, which is like a fully fledged edited video on YouTube. and Dark Viper's trying to act like his 9-minute street segment is like comparable to that in some way. And I just think that's a completely bogus legal argument.
Do you find it funny that he paints every single thing that people are saying as lies, as if like our firm 100% unbelievable, like our actual legal opinion is that he's a pussy and that he struck you because he was upset. Like he's saying, there's this lie being spread about me that I did this because no, it's our opinion. I think that you did it because Chud like touched a nerve, 100 fucking percent, and I think so for X, Y, and Z reason. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, he's obviously going to be able to avoid the more relevant criticism here, because I think even in my coverage, I said if he'd have like filed a DMCA against one video, and you know, I'd maybe even understand, like, I don't agree with him legally or whatever, but I can understand him even taking action. But he filed 2 copyright takedown requests. Why do that? He also threatened legal action in the copyright claim. Why do that? Right? And he's not responded to that aspect of it at all. So, you know, his ability is to selectively look at whatever criticism he thinks he's best able to respond to, in some cases strawman it, and then kind of spurg out about that and act like he's, you know, got the superior argument or whatever.
And when it's Chud Logic, the small streamer or whatever, it's like, oh, you know, I mean, this wouldn't really help me. I don't want to talk to this guy. But when it's Destiny, it's like, oh, come on, let's debate, man. What are you doing? Oh, dude, you're just literally giving him the same kind of treatment that he's giving Destiny. I mean, you saw his tweet where he's like, it has dawned on me that Destiny is like a war profiteer. Like, what is it? Ongoing deaths of countless innocents is a huge boon for omniliberals fucking business or whatever. I don't know. He's coming off pretty hard for Destiny, but now I guess when you talk shit for a few days, suddenly it's like, oh, this huge wave of lies and harassment is being fucking thrown my way. It's so he's
like a massive hypocrite, and you know, he's got Dunning-Kruger where he thinks he knows all the correct legal arguments, but like, does he? Is he actually correct about any of this? His fans believe he is, but he's not a lawyer. He's not an expert. He's not been able to analyze this.
Don't say his fans. Say his friends. We all know that he only has a very select group of people he trusts, and they're in his mod circle. Okay. I couldn't believe Boblax included the whole section where I tweeted that he said he had no friends in like his fucking in the Twitterverses. That blew my mind.
Yeah, and the thing is as well is even like the legal arguments here. I think to make certain like legal arguments is kind of crazy, because there's been cases where people have been certain they're legally correct, like the Aquila versus Sargon of Akkad case, or the person that took Ethan Klein to court, and their understanding based on their analysis and their lawyers were they were correct and it wasn't fair use, and it was decided to be fair use. Bear in mind, all Sargon did is took a number of clips of this Aquila person, edited it together, put a different title onto YouTube, no commentary, and that was determined to be fair use. So, you know, I think that it's almost like Dark Viper is treating this like I've reacted to his fucking Lord of the Rings. Do you know what I mean? And I've just like, which is obviously absurd.
No, man, I watched Mauler. I watched like the entire fucking Ant-Man movie on his channel for 5 hours. So I don't know. Apparently, people can just do that now. I mean, I don't know if you couldn't. Don't you think Disney would be the guys to try?
Well, the thing is, I think that's maybe it's content ID. I don't know. But the thing is like the reason. So I think that you could do a scene-by-scene breakdown of Lord of the Rings. Say it's like 12 hours long or 15 hours long or something like that, right? I think you could legally argue that you had to do it because of what you were doing with the content. The only reason no one would do that is because they've not got the fucking resources to take Warner Brothers to court.
Yeah, that's
do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I think if you had an unlimited budget and good enough lawyers, you could easily make an argument that a shot-by-shot reaction to Lord of the Rings is fair use. It's just no one's going to want to do that because you're going to get smashed into the ground by Warner Brothers. So, you know, in some ways, I almost see it like Dark Viper's like Warner Brothers.
What if it goes the other way? You really want to test that in court over something like that, where you could potentially lose out a shitload of money and then ruin fair use for everybody else if like you lose? Like imagine being like the martyr going out to like protect fair use, and then you create the fucking precedent that ruins it for the rest of the platform. That would not be fun. I wouldn't want to be known. Like if Ethan Klein was known as the opposite.
Well, yeah, I mean, Ethan Klein case, I think, you know, Dark Viper references that in his arguments because he says that the judge in that case said that like watch parties aren't covered. And
That's so funny because it's like, hey, what is the nature of your work? And he's like, hello, I've actually researched quite a lot of it about copyright. I've checked in on Matt Haas versus Ethan Klein, and I've read this paper. So when you ask me what is the nature of my work, I am very educated on exactly what to say. Like, okay, bro, you're fucking schizophrenic and crazy. Like, whoa, what the fuck, man? Like, holy shit.
But I think the reason that he keeps talking about Watch Party in this and others is because the judge said in the Ethan Klein case, I believe, that like things like watch parties, he didn't say they're definitely not fair use because they can't do that. It's on a case-by-case basis. But they said this judgment doesn't cover that kind of content, right?
He also completely omitted that your video is like a fucking scathing criticism of the work. I mean, I feel like you kind of have to include that if you're being charitable, but I don't know.
But yeah, it's you know, he hangs on this watch party thing because I think he believes that that is the right way to reference that case. But I don't think like watch party is like a legal term necessarily. You know, and obviously to call my video a watch party is kind of insane because it in no way is a watch party. A watch party is when you watch a sports event or something like that or a movie. It's not like one person pauses it and comments on what's happening. You just sit there together and watch something from beginning to end with no interruption. That's my understanding of a watch party anyway.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree.
Anyway,
I think
listen.
This is nice. This is a fun time. I'm glad this happened.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's what the one thing that's frustrating for me is the fact that, you know, it's his fans are too far gone. There's no way to convince them. They're just going to see this as, you know, they're just going to suck Dark Viper off more. But I think...
Did you see the 24 bullet point essay somebody wrote in Boblex's thing? Number 24. Do I even have to comment on gay turbo AIDS? Like, oh, fuck, bro. This is bad. This is like a really weird demographic of human. Holy shit.
But I think, you know, the reality is you've got other YouTubers, other big YouTubers who are coming to different conclusions about this. And it's not like they're retarded on this. It's their bread and butter. But that's kind of dismissed and discounted, even though, like, of course, they've got some knowledge of this and they can also make arguments about this situation, you know? But yeah, and also, if anyone wants to talk to me about any of my positions on this, I'm more than happy to, including Dark Viper. If Dark Viper wants to hop on a call, I'll happily speak to him.
I think it's doable now. I think that's the next one is to get Dark Viper and you want to stream together. I think it can be done.
The only thing I'd say is he's like Destiny, XQC. I mean, maybe I'm smaller and he thinks he's much smarter than me, so maybe he will. But I'm open to it. We'll see what happens. He said before that he didn't want to talk to me because it wouldn't benefit him.
Dude, I think that we should build the Destiny bridge and then have you Sam Cedar him in the big debate that he's been sucking cock for. Oh, Destiny, please debate me. Oh, come on, take 5 minutes away from those murdered Israelis and Palestinians to debate me that you love so much, Destiny. Yeah, and then just fucking pull you out from behind the curtain.
Well, the thing is now, I think, is he trying to claim that actually it wasn't to do with that?
No. So he tweeted and he thought this sounded good. No, I got in drama because I said that I didn't want to debate Destiny. And he said I was bragging in tweets about not wanting to. It wasn't until months later when I found out how ignorant yet confident he was, which annoyed me enough to want to educate him. So basically what he's saying is when he thought he was going to lose, he was like, nah, man, I don't want to do that debate. But then he was like, holy shit, this guy's really dumb. I'm going to take advantage of the situation. Come on, buddy. I know it's 5 months later. Why don't you debate me now? Because he thought it was easier. And he thought that sounded good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's obviously just been hammering out takes. And I mean, it's quite clear, like, there's very clear, specific criticisms he's definitely avoiding. Like, why the 2 copyright strikes? Why did he threaten legal action and seemingly hasn't followed through on it? You know, this thing about not going after bigger creators or even issuing any threats of any sort of legal action. But he's kind of like, I don't know. I'll let people decide their own fucking position on what they think about what he said. I think it's pretty retarded.
I want you to know that while you're explaining all this, Dark Viper is like fighting one of my Twitter followers on Twitter right now instead of being in this call talking to you. This 731 follower clout machine confusing opinion is like fucking throwing bombs back and forth with Dark Viper on Twitter. It's actually insane.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to... I mean, there's one thing I saw where apparently he was, like, fighting with a few hundred sub YouTuber or something like that. Like, You
Well,
know,
he's lowered his standards, I guess. He just won't call in to talk to you.
yeah. I mean, you know, like I say, Dark Viper, I'm happy to talk. I'm ready. I'm ready to begin our negotiation. Okay, let's begin a negotiation over the war. Also, the other funny thing as well was like, he was like, "Oh, if anyone would defend the slander against me, that's crazy." It's like, bro, why are you thinking so deeply into it? It was funny to mock you because you're a little freak. That's it. I'm not trying to make a serious point. He acts like everything is a serious argumentation and a point. It's just funny to mock you because you're a figure of laughter. That's it. It isn't any fucking deeper than that, you know?
Think you have gay turbo AIDS. Well, actually, that's not.
Anyway, listen, this is becoming a circle. Have you got any? Come on.
Yeah.
What's your straw man? What's your straw man of his? Your steel man of his position.
Oh, dude, I'm as an ableist, I really can't say anything positive about Dark Viper. It goes against my religion, you know.
Okay.
All right. Well, it was nice talking to you, Chud. I'll try to keep weaseling on and listen to every single conversation I have with other people to get
Okay.
like more attention.
Thanks, man.
I'll talk to
Appreciate
you later,
it.
buddy.
Catch you later. Bye bye.